Hello and welcome to the TechGig podcast. I'm your host Sukriti. Thank you for tuning in. Many trends are popping up in the low code and no code space, and it is hard to know what's real, what isn't, and even harder to tell which ones you should focus on. Market research has predicted that more than 65% of large-scale organization level uh, application development will happen using low code platforms by 2024. The in-house IT department can focus on to developing complex solutions without worrying about and coding everything. The low code, no code market will experience a compound annual growth of 22.7% by 2027. Folks, I have a very interesting guest to speak about the current trends of low code, and I'm delighted to have Subrato Bandhu, the Regional Vice President from OutSystems India. Welcome to the show, Subrato.
Thank you, Sukriti. It was a pleasure to be in the show, uh, and would be very keen and excited to talk about the low code space.
Thanks, Subrato. I'm so delighted and looking forward to some amazing insights that we're going to share during our conversation today. So, without further ado, I think we should get started. The first thing that I would want to know from you, in this conversation is that how does the low-code technology, it's exactly aiding the acceleration of business in today's environment. And if you could just explain how businesses, business users can use the platform as a medium to scale up their businesses.
Okay, Sukriti, this is a good question. Okay, so when you talk about your question is basically talking about how the users are going to use about low code, but before the users use the low code, uh, the enterprise need to develop the application for the users to use it basically. Okay, and there are various mediums for that part basically, right? The way that low code is getting adopted is basically how do I build right, how do I build modern, and how do I build for the future. Okay, these are the three things which is there in mind, and how fast I can able to build to drive that to drive the transformation value for the faster time to market and the faster time to value. It is all associated towards that, because when you talk about digitization, it is not just happening within the office, it is now going out of the office and it is going to the tier 1 cities, as anyway gone tier 2, tier 3, and the last mile. Okay, and I'll give you some example during my discussion that unless and until you give a better experience, it can be for an employee, it can be for a customer, it can be from a consumer, the adoption of that application will not take place. Okay, now to answer your question, it completely depend upon what you are building. So like for example, if you are building a B2C application and you like for example, you are building a application which is linked to agriculture, right? And this is for farmers, right? And it needs to make sure that this application which you're giving in the farmer hand, they should able to use the application, they like a Uber kind of experience. Okay, and they should be able to get the value out of that application on the work that they are doing. Then the adoption will take place in a very significant manner basically, right? At the same time, it is extremely important that how fast I can able to develop the application to put it on a farmer's hand. Okay, so that can be one example. The second example is basically the customer onboarding process, where you do the KYC and do the entire user journey towards providing a loan. Okay, or it can be a e-commerce journey, or it can be any B2C application or a B2B application, which is basically towards the digital transformation need or digitization need. So from a user point of view, the experience is all about how good it is, how easy it is, and how simple it is, okay, to use, and how much the design principle aspect has been involved to make sure that you get a Uber kind of experience. Okay, so that's the way that users are normally looking at the application. Okay, and they're also looking at how agile is the application also, because today today dynamics keeps on changing, market keeps on changing, requirement keeps on changing, feature keeps on changing. Okay, the way of buying keep on changing. So how fast I can able to change the application is also a need of the hour basically. Okay, and that is something which you can able to drive it from a low code point of view, and that's the that's the experience what users are looking for, that how fast I can able to how easy I can able to use the application, and that's where the adoption comes into place and the success of the application comes into place.
Moving on to the next one, Subrato, I would like to know that how can businesses actually unlock the power of data with AI to speed up the innovation?
Okay, so very interesting question, and as we see, keep on seeing and keep on listening more AI, ML as a jargon, as a word. Uh, Now, if I talk specifically from an application development point of view, as we all know that in previous years and even right now, we are developing application by hand, okay, which is basically by hand coding, okay, and what we are talking about is shifting the hand coding to the machine to automate the entire application development process, and that's where the low code, high performance low code is all about, right? Now, when you look at when you are automating things, it is also important that any kind of developer or any kind of person who has got a limited knowledge from a business perspective can able to develop the application, and the automation, the development of application should be so easy that the AI ML part of the development can able to tell you that, okay, what you need to do next after you do the first step, what would be the second step, what would be the third step, what are the options that you need to look at. And that's where we are looking at, see, our when we are looking at low code high performance low code application development, we are anyway talking about 99.9% drag and drop development, okay, which not only linked to the development of the application, but it's also linked to the integrations, is also linked to the entire CI/CD DevOps part and all put together. But if I zoom down, the drag and drop of the application development, the AI is functional out over there to even tell you that what is the next step that you need to do, and that's how AI ML is playing a major role into the automation and development of the application.
Next one is what is your outlook, for the technology industry for the year 2023? Because I see a lot of things are changing, and as we, look at the projections for the low code and no code usage, I think a lot of things are going to change. So, what do you think is the outlook for this year?
Yeah, so very interesting question, and I would like to answer in a very simplified manner actually. Okay, it is all about the reach which the customer is looking at to their consumers. Okay, so the change that I would look at is there is going to be a huge amount of digitization which will take place. Either you digitize or you die. Okay, this is the mantra which I can see in a significant manner. Okay, in a not only in a large enterprise but also in a small enterprise also, because the quote of software is eating the world is very true, because the use of application is going to be a 5 times. Okay, because everything is going to be through a technology enablement platform. Everything is going to become an application by itself. So it is the need of application is growing so rapidly. That is one. Second is digitization is the key part, that 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 you cannot just do transformation within your office. You need to be go outside the office to do that, drive that transformation or digitization to the last mile. Okay, and the third thing which I'm looking at is about the simplification of your application is the key part. That for example, uh, people has got too much of legacy which is lying out over there. Now, can they go away from that legacy? May not be so soon. They will take some time. Okay, and there are organizations who are also sitting with a lot of technical depth. technical depth is like a trash in your home, some trash in your home which you keep, and if you maintain that, and you pay a price for that part also, because you are maintaining that part is occupying some space and all. That's the same thing which applies to the companies, that they're having a lot of technical depth. Now if they have to consolidate this entire thing, first that they need to see that keywords, they need to see that if I can get I can get an immediate solution to connect to my system of record to create a multiple system of experiences on a B2B, B2C, B2E point of view. And then over a period of time, they know what to retire, what to keep, and then they know that what I need to build on a net new native platform. Okay, so that's the complete perspective which I can look at going further, Shukriti.
Amazing. I think that actually fares out to what others will also look at, Subrito. This is the last one, I think, for our conversation today. What is the role of low-code development when it comes to adapting to changing customer needs and market conditions?
Yeah, see, the customer, the need of low code is very evident. And even if you look at some data point of Gartner or Forrester, Gartner talks about 50 to 70% of the application in next couple of years are going to be on a low code. And there are a lot of predictions which is coming from NASCOM and various industries analysts, which we can provide you offline, uh, is looking at how a company can develop application faster. And low code is become a medium, right? It's like a either I travel by a scooter, or I travel by a plane, or I travel by a rocket, right? Now the need is coming so fast that people wants to travel by rocket, because their application development demand is growing day by day, and application transformation and modernization demand is growing day by day, and they need some vehicle to travel. Okay, so to develop net new native cloud ready mobile application, and for that we have recently launched a fully cloud native development solution, which we call it as a OutSystem development cloud. uh, in short form, we say that ODC. And we launched this in November last year, which is a high performance low code solution for building cloud native applications. And OutSystem Development Cloud sets a new standard of what is possible with low code development, delivering the enterprise grade capabilities required to build strategic mission critical application. So with that, our customers, there is a span of various customers, industries, including banking, media, insurance, energy, government, financial services, all of which are looking at transforming and digitizing their operation and processes to become more agile. And we can see this emerging use cases coming across in various verticals across the market, which is looking to transform and digitize their operation and processes, and try to become more agility as a part of their operations. Some of the verticals that I can see is BFSI is the top of the list. Manufacturing, where there is a huge amount of legacy, is also top of the list, because they are looking at last mile transformation.
No, I think that's something that I was looking at in terms of the information. So, Bill, thank you so much, and I hope our listeners here have make notes of what you've just shared with us in terms of how it's going to change specifically for the businesses. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation, Subrito.
Thank you, Sukriti, to call me to be a part of the discussion. It was pleasure talking to you to give the perspective. In case if you need some more information, please feel free to reach out to us. We would be very happy to give you some more details on this perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Subrito. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to TechGig for latest tech updates. Stay safe. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.